The concept for the Hudson Edge Platform began a number of years ago when I was a junior developer new to the software and technology used in capital markets, and specifically in repo. At the time, I was struck by how the software failed to follow any of the engineering best practices that I had expected. It tended to be a mashup of technologies and paradigms that could only be described as either legacy or simply ill-advised. At the time, I had a tendency to overpromise results based on my expectations of simple tasks being simple to implement. But when encountering the actual code, it turned into a quagmire of interdependencies that made even simple changes into long and drawn-out projects. Just adding a new field to a trade capture screen often had a turnaround time measured in weeks. I knew the problems that I wanted to fix: the inflexibility of data models, the complicated interdependencies, and the amount of manual testing required on traditional systems. But I didn't have a reasonable solution to these problems. Now, over the years, the standard of many software packages has improved greatly. A lot of in-house development now starts with much better design methodologies, and many new vendors are adopting improved architectures like microservices. But these still often fail to hit the mark when it comes down to actual results. Vendors promise flexibility and agility thanks to the use of microservices. But without a robust tool set and a dynamic data model, they're unable to deliver on it. And as time pressure builds and you end up getting an end product that is still effectively held together by duct tape and bubblegum, but with microservices. Something new and different is needed. I took inspiration from the world of video games. Now, the financial business is very different to that of games. But that doesn't mean there isn't a lot to learn from them and opportunities to adapt the technology. What do I think we have to gain from this? Well, video game vendors turn around products incredibly quickly. PC technology is constantly improving. And if you spend 5 years creating a new game, by the time it's released, it's already dated. Games adapt quickly as well, not only with bug fixes, but they add additional levels, new features, and various different add-ons that are released to keep the game interesting. In order to accomplish this, games usually are built on top of what they call a game engine. Now, the term engine is difficult to define when it comes to software. We talk about pricing engines, fix engines, analytics engines, etc. In the game world, an engine is defined as a software development environment designed for building video games. That's a pretty wide definition, but basically there are 3 key features to what would be called an engine. First, a comprehensive library of reusable tools. Once you write a piece of code to do something like simulate gravity, you want to use that in other games without rewriting it again. Secondly, an execution framework of some sort. This is a standard skeleton of code that every game must have, like a menu when you start it up, a main game loop, some graphics code, input, probably some sound, all that sort of stuff. And then you really just want to add your skin to the game, add the look and feel to create the new game the way you want it. Finally, a set of tools to enable the developers, the artists, the game designers, and all the different people involved to actually build the final game. This goes beyond your usual development environment and provides things like level editors and drag and drop scripting support and tools to enable the construction of the actual game and the world. Often, with all 3 of these pieces, there isn't a need to write any code at all. You could just take existing pieces and new bits of art and recompose it in different ways to create a whole new game. The Hudson Edge Platform delivers this game engine functionality to financial applications. It's a core platform for rapidly creating new financial applications that are flexible and adaptable at any scale. From replacing a simple pricing tool that was created in a spreadsheet on somebody's desktop, or back office applications that handle business workflows, business data flows, or information downstream, to powering entire trading platforms with analytics, business intelligence, and electronic trading interfaces. Edge provides these 3 parts: a suite of reusable software components that can be plugged together to create an application, A solid application framework with persistence, redundancy, auditing, authentication, and a flexible data model, and a whole host of additional features. And finally, a tool set such as our form editor for creating screens, custom screens, and layouts and blotters, or our workflow editor for defining business logic and interaction between the components, as well as a built-in development environment to create custom extensions. And we use microservices too. But the real difference is our Entity Component System Architecture, or ECS, which is also borrowed conceptually from video game engines. With the Hudson Edge platform, we're able to deliver both bespoke solutions or standard out-of-the-box offerings that are robust and highly performant while being customizable to client-specific needs and keep up to date with changing markets and regulations. The Edge platform powers our packaged offerings such as our repo module, and can be used by customers to create their own in-house applications with the same benefits. It's a great way to resolve the many issues around proliferation of spreadsheet tools, or to replace existing legacy code and fill the gaps of functionality or integration with current components within your organization. Download our white paper for a deeper dive into the ECS technology that powers the Hudson Edge platform. And of course, drop us a line to discuss your specific needs and learn how Hudson FinTech can help.